So there I was last night looking at cat photos, thinking I was in for an easy day tomorrow. 5 hours later I'm waking up finding I'm being bombarded with messages about the latest CSGO trading site to lose all its skins. Oh, and there's been a ban wave that smacked a bunch of huge traders. Fun stuff. Now, obviously a ban wave sounds pretty bad. You might be wondering if it's the end times, but in this case it's actually something much more specific, something I'm going to talk about. I'm not saying these people deserve to get banned, but there is a very identifiable reason why it was them and not the average MG1 player watching this video. Okay, so what happened? Well, as you guys probably know, there is a whole bunch of different trading sites out there. It's a very old type of site that existed for a very long time. The most famous one is a site known as CS Money, well known for its size, scope, and poor internal security, but it's certainly not the only one who's had an oopsie over the years. Loot Farm has, Trader.gg has, and now we can add to that list another site called CSGO Exo, which has managed to get $700,000 of skins stolen off it over the past few weeks. So long story short, there is this guy called Rosa who appears to have actually been a trader of some sort before this, but a few weeks ago he figured out how to steal from CSGO Exo, and he did that. He did $700,000 worth of that over a couple of weeks. The method isn't known, and frankly it's not super important, although it is almost certainly not related to the CS Money hack. It's something different, but either way it worked and he got away with a bunch of skins. Now, a couple of weeks later the owner of CSGO Exo was like, hey, all my skins are disappearing, this is a problem, and posted an announcement and contacted Steam support. But by this point Rosa was already liquidating his gains on two sites, Buff 163 and CSGO Empire, and the deals were being snapped up. Now, Valve saw what was going on and they were like, oh, this is kind of bad. We're gonna come and delete literally every stolen skin. There were 3 accounts they could track it all through, and that's what they did. They deleted them. It's not clear whether they're returning the skins to CSGO Exo or not. I really think they shouldn't. Exo lost these skins due to their own negligence. The guy who runs it is rich anyway thanks to all the kids who used his gambling site back in the day, so he should have to live with the consequences of his up here. But he's obviously not the only victim. A lot of people who paid for these skins have suddenly found those skins deleted, and of course the profits from that are with the scammer now. And on top of that, a number of traders who bought large numbers of items are now community banned, probably because Valve mistook them as participants in the scheme. And the inventories involved are not small. In fact, often it is life-changing amounts of money. Now, when news of this broke, the sites used by the scammer were pretty proactive in seizing his funds and returning it to the victims. Buff was very quick to do this, and CSGO Empire followed up on this shortly afterwards, although they only recovered some of the funds. Nonetheless, it seems like they're committed to making the victims whole, which is a good thing. It's good they're doing that. But what this doesn't help though is the traders who've just found themselves on the receiving end of a ban wave. Now, these guys for the most part were buying scam skins off a gambling site, and when I put it like that, it probably doesn't evoke much sympathy. However, I am a little bit sympathetic because on their end at the time, it probably looked like they were buying from an established trader. It would have been relatively hard to spot that these skins were stolen. I imagine they will get their accounts back, but either way, it will be an utterly terrifying experience for any trader. But if there is a takeaway from this, it's that if you buy from sites that don't have thorough know your customer regulations, you are taking a risk that something like this could happen to you. The scammer here would never attempt to sell on a website that has proper KYC. Now, to be fair to Buff, they can't really help that, Chinese government laws, but aside from that, if you buy off a site that doesn't have stringent know your customer, this risk will always exist. Yes, those sites will also have higher fees, but in turn, it will be safer, and I think that's an important takeaway from this situation.